Welcome to this edition of Cardinal Clips. It's our annual Hall of Fame inductee program, version 2011. We hope you enjoy the show. Our first guest this afternoon is Elaine Engle, who is a longtime coach and teacher at the Willmar Public Schools. Welcome to Cardinal Clips, Elaine, and congratulations to you on your Hall of Fame selection. Thanks for being here.
Well, thank you for honoring me this way. I really appreciate it, and it's very nice to be here today.
One of the things in your bio, whoever wrote it, if it was you or if it was somebody else, they mentioned being a pioneer in girls' sports. As you look back on it, how do you feel about that? And tell us a little bit what it was like in the late 60s and early 70s as girls' sports got started.
Well, I'm going to go back a little further than that. When I grew up, I had 2 brothers and 4 boy cousins. If I wanted to do anything, I went with them. So I was used to playing football, softball, baseball, swimming, all those things. And they were fun. As I got my degree to teach, I started to realize that the girls weren't given those opportunities, and I thought they should have them. Why should boys have fun doing those activities and girls not? So all of the people here, Mrs. Hanneman, Morsetter, Wagner, just to name a couple of them, we all got together and we started to think we need to offer activities for the girls. And so we started. Margaret did the swimming. At first I did track, and then I had gymnastics. And the enthusiasm was so great that after the first year of having offered gymnastics, I had 300 girls out. So you can see they wanted it. Whatever we offered, they came out.
How do you think girls feel today relative to the girls when you first started coaching? Because they have had, since they were this big, a broad range of opportunities that girls, when you first started coaching, I was still in high school when that happened, because the girls when I went to high school didn't have any activities. So how do you think the girls today feel about it? Do you think there's any honoring the people who did this in the past?
Possibly they don't realize what they have now because they never didn't have it. It was, they feel equal, and that's how they should be. And that's wonderful. But as we look back, us old-timers, we realize that they didn't always have it.
About the time you started, I was a junior or senior in high school in terms of coaching. Okay? It was cheerleading, and that was it for girls. Remember those days?
Yes, and I remember GAA, and that was a chance to do some things after school that were supposedly more fun than not doing anything. But we never had the chance to compete against another school, to evaluate ourselves as far as how we have improved. And all those things are happening for the girls nowadays, and they should be.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Crookston, Minnesota, way up in the Red River Valley. It was a wonderful place to grow up. I have many memories of happy times, but we didn't have any interscholastic competitions. I was in band, orchestra, choir, glee club, all of those things, GAA, the Crookston Girls Drum and Bugle Corps, and we marched in parades all over the state. And so we had activities, but they weren't the same as competing in sports.
As you take a look back, and you've coached a large number of things over the years, what was it about coaching that made you feel the best? I know you won a state title or two. You had some individual state title holders. But what was it about coaching that made you stay in it for so long?
Activities for girls was wonderful. I had twin boys. I didn't have any girls. Especially my golf team was my girls. They came into existence the same year my twin boys did. So in 1972, when my boys were born, I also started the girls' golf team here in Willmar. And I even got roses from my girls one year, which said, "To our golf mom." Special relationships you build with the girls that were in activities, but the most fun, I think, of all was when a number of them became coaches as well. That I felt was a real thank you to me.
You want to share some of the names of people that played for you that went on to coach, if you would want to?
Probably the biggest one was Beth Magnuson Tinklenberg, who we don't have with us anymore. Nancy Hellender Pung, who is in the cities, and she even coached boys and girls golf teams. So those are just some of the things, but the girls went on and came back and told me how much fun they had.
As you look back on a long and fruitful career, you've been honored by a number of different groups. What did it feel like to be honored in the rotunda of the state capitol? It was towards the end of your career, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. That was quite a surprise because the Women's Coalition for Advancement of Girls in Women and Women in Sports met in the rotunda, and I was honored, very honored. But I think even more than that one, the very first time that the Minnesota Golf Coaches Association honored me, I was the first woman that was ever inducted into that Hall of Fame. And then the Minnesota State Coaches Association, the fall of that year, I was the first woman again. So I guess I've been in the world of men coaches for quite a while, but it was very special, and they were so kind. And I have enjoyed my coaching. I've enjoyed my officiating. It's all been a lot of work to raise a family and do that too, but my husband helped me a lot.
I would now direct your attention down the field. We have two inductees into the Willmar Cardinal Pride Hall of Fame this year. The first will be Elaine Engle. She is in Ireland, so Sharon Rambo will be presenting the award. In the late 1960s, there was very few opportunities for girls to participate in sports. The coaches and women who helped establish athletic programs for female athletes were pioneers and have laid the foundation for girls to participate in athletics. One special person devoted over 6 decades to building athletic programs for female athletes at Willmar Senior High School. That person is this year's inductee, Coach Elain Engle. Elaine coached indoor officiated 4 different sports: gymnastics, track, swimming, and golf. She initiated the golf program and grew it into a state contender, and with the 1985 girls golf team taking first place in the state tournament. Only 3 other Willmar teams have ever done that. Elaine's girls golf team has represented Willmar in the state tournament 21 out of 32 years. Elaine still officiates swim meets over after 40 plus years. The state of Minnesota has recognized her contributions to promoting girls sports in Minnesota and with the Minnesota Coalition of Women in Athletic Leadership. She is the Minnesota State High School League Golf Coaches Hall of Fame, the Minnesota State High School Coaches Hall of Fame. Now she has the honor of being recognized in her hometown hero as the Cardinal Pride Hall of Fame, Elain Engle.
In the late 1960s, there were very few opportunities for girls to participate in sports. The coaches and women who helped establish athletic programs for female athletes were pioneers and had laid the foundation for girls to participate in athletics. One special person who has devoted over 6 decades, that's 60 years, is Coach Elain Engle. She has coached and or officiated 4 different sports: gymnastics, track, swimming, and golf. She started the golf program here and grew it into a state contender with the 1985 girls golf team taking first place in the state tournament. Elaine still officiates many swim meets after 40 years. The state of Minnesota has recognized her contributions to promoting girls sports in Minnesota with the Minnesota Coalition of Women Athletic Leadership. She is in the Minnesota State High School League Golf Coaches Hall of Fame, the Minnesota State High School Coaches Association Hall of Fame, and the Minnesota High School Leagues Hall of Fame. And now she has the honor of being recognized as a hometown hero here in Willmar as she's inducted into the Willmar's Cardinal Pride Hall of Fame. Thank you, Elaine, for all you have done.